Welcome to the Tea Time podcast, where we provide you the hottest takes on what's going on in the Pokemon community. I think we're live. What's going on, guys? This is the Tea Time podcast, where we give you guys the hottest takes on what's going on in the Pokemon community. I'm not Shivam, and these are my this is my co-host, and our special guest for the evening is. What's going on, guys? I hope you guys have had a good week and a good weekend. Before we get right into it, the Tea Time podcast is all about providing you guys, the audience, the most value possible. Whether it's giving you guys our best tips and tricks when it comes to collecting, and, just giving you guys a laugh. This is the best place where we can give you guys, just A1 sauce style entertainment. So, how's your weekend? How's your day going, guys? I said co-host, and then you responded. I said this is my co-host, and then after that, our special guest is. It's live. That's not how this works, my guy. Man, why are you eating? I don't. Uh, yeah. So before you get right into it, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then talk about your 3 YouTube channels. Hey, pause for a moment. Yizzy, you need to fix your audio. There's no audio coming from you. Say something. Let me check OBS. Say something again. I'm not getting any audio from you. Will, can you say something? Why is there no desktop audio? Yeah, on your side it is. It's just me. What the heck? No, this is not a joke, guys. It's not like it's live or anything. Yeah, why? No, hold on, guys. This is window capture. Oh, that's not it. There we go. There we go. It should be okay. We should be okay.
Yes, we are back.
Dang, noob hour. Sorry, guys.
There it is. Golly. No, it's okay. Right before we did this, I'm setting up and my camera wouldn't turn on. I'm like, literally 2 hours ago, I just tested and talked with Yizzy for like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, would not turn, change battery, would not turn on, plugged it in, would not turn on. I just looked at it and then tried again and it turned on. Who knows, man?
Oh, did you tell me it was the output wasn't your input was your output? You had it backwards?
No, it's
Yeah.
Oh, at first, yeah, okay.
my volume's a little too loud. Hold on.
Dang, last week Shiv was talking it up. Man, I don't make mistakes when I run it on my OBS, blah blah blah. Your OBS always glitches out, which it will glitch out today. Because it happened with Dr. Applesauce when I was talking to him. It does like an automatic
off. Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, I may uninstall it and reinstall it when we get off.
I always
You got to fix the audio. Turn it up. Okay. We should be okay. We should be okay. It's weird.
Can you hear everybody, Shiv?
Yeah, it's weird right now because like right now the mic and audio. No, I already have you two turned up. It's me now. They're still kind of low. I have you guys all the way up on max as far as OBS goes.
Do your headphones have independent audio adjustment?
Who, my headphones?
Yeah, like the little knob. Maybe you need to turn up.
Maybe it's my mic. Try that. How about now, guys?
I can hear you great.
Yeah, I think it's an OBS thing.
SDC is not okay. Dang, man.
Restart it maybe. SDC not okay.
Hey, can you not hear Shiv? Or can you not hear Yizzy?
Okay, so let's do it like this. Am I too loud right now? Because my mic and audio is registering in the red on OBS.
Really? No, you sound fine to me. You're not like blowing out the mic or anything either.
Yeah, and then with you guys are like in the 45 decibel range, so that's still kind of too low.
No, yeah, it all sounds good to me.
Let's see. But this is weird. Let's turn off my audio output camera.
You sound good.
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, but that's just through the call itself. It's not through OBS.
You want someone to tune into the stream and see how it sounds
Yeah, I'm gonna tune in
from the
live.
other end?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm fine. The other two are low. So what do I got to do with that? I guess. I think you guys need to turn up the volume.
Oh, yeah, you're louder than everybody else, Shiv.
Yeah. So like they're saying everyone's saying that I'm fine, but you two are too low.
Oh, yeah, we're low. Turn this up. You said we're at 45%?
Yeah, but I have the volume feature all the way up on OBS.
It can't be on our end, can it?
Uh,
Like individually?
I have everything up like full blast right now as far as audio goes. Like 100%.
I mean, I can turn my mic's at like 75%. I can turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, I can turn my gain up a little bit.
Yeah, try that. Let's see if that's fine.
That's like gain towards everything. Yeah.
Yeah, this is almost all the way up for me. Ooh,
Yeah,
I can hear.
this is all the way up for me too.
I can hear all the feedback now.
I can hear an echo from Yizzy's.
Oh yeah, it's too high. It needs to be right here.
Increase dB as a filter or gain. Okay, let's see this. God, I hate this.
You got this, Shiv. Come on.
All right. What do I need to do? It was fine last week. I didn't change anything.
Shiv.
You can always just like turn the live off and start it over again if you need to.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you could.
Settings. Let's see. Desktop audio. Okay, hold on. Let's do this.
Just turn yourself down, and then we all should be even.
No, so like basically like you 2 weeks ago when I had Laura on here, it sounds like we're listening to them through your speakers. Why is it doing that though?
Oh, you don't have it. You don't have it tied to. Okay, that's what it is. You're not sharing our audio.
I mean, I'm looking at my desktop audio and I haven't changed anything, so why is it not picking up the desktop audio anymore? Turn up the volume. Oh wait, say something.
Hello.
Yeah, it sounds like
There we
we're
go.
really far away.
I think I got
Yeah.
it. Okay, say something.
Yeah,
now.
you're not pulling our audio from Discord. You're pulling our audio from.
It is
like
now.
Another...
It is now. Try it now.
That was probably the issue. You're pulling our audio from your headphones.
No, I got it now. That
from
should be
your
it.
desktop.
That should be it. Keep saying something. Okay, they're good now. They're good now.
Yay! Thank you guys for letting us know.
You didn't
in the
miss
chat.
anything, Basic Trainer. You missed technical issues by Shiv.
Yeah,
what up, Basic Trainer? Yeah, you got here just at the right time.
There,
just as
yeah.
we,
Hey guys, I'm still learning.
It's not like any of us have been doing this for any amount of time.
I'm still learning. Okay, I'm gonna reset this. Welcome to the
I can hear. I'm hearing echo from. Oh,
Yeah,
he's looking at the stream on his phone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1, and go.
Shiv is a bit low. How am I low now? Okay. It's probably because I'm not close to my mic. Welcome to the PokeTD podcast, where we serve you up a cup of hot takes on what's going on in the Pokemon community. I'm not Shivam. My co-host is
Yizzy Pokemon.
And our special guest for the evening is
Dr. Applesauce.
There we go. We got it. We're good. We're good. All right. So we got some fire stuff to talk about this evening. And before we get right into it, what's going on with you, Yizzy? You got anything special going on?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to FloridaCon this weekend. Nothing big, too big.
Yeah,
Gonna
FloridaCon,
check
FloridaCon.
out the event, go a little vacation, maybe visit some Universal Studio or
Ooh.
Disney World. I don't know which one's
Oh,
better. Oh, chat,
I want to go
help
to
me out.
Harry Potter World so bad. Harry Potter World, I want to go.
Come on, let's go.
That
Wait,
sounds
is there a well, no, keep going, Shiv.
that sounds
I
pretty
was wondering
good.
if you were going to your next convention, but that's like.
I mean, we'll get right into it towards the end, but I wanted to put the spotlight on our special guest this evening. This is Dr. Applesauce. We are basically featuring his Pokemon channel, Dr. Applesauce 2. But tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Applesauce, and we'll go from there.
Well, let's see. I've been making videos for about 3 years. It kind of blows my mind. I look at like how many videos I have between the three channels. I have almost 1,000 videos that I've made in 3 years, which is crazy. And so
crazy.
been doing that for a couple years. I'm married, have a couple kids, live in Texas. I'm apparently I'm a lot older than people think I am. I look pretty young, which is cool. I'll take it.
How old
And
are you?
how old do you think, or do you know how old I am? Have I
I'm
told
gonna
you?
go ahead and say 31.
Okay, it's not bad. Yeah.
Dang. I know
I'm
how old you
older
are, so.
I'm 34.
Dang, I was way off.
Yeah, I'm 34-year-old dude who makes videos about cards and toys, and
And
I'm lucky
cartoons.
enough that that's my actual job.
Hey, that's
Lots
the
of hard
dream.
work, and it's paid off so far.
Wow.
Starting to pay off, I should say.
I think it is. Going to
that's
all
the
these
dream, that's the dream.
conventions, being big time over here. Big
Eh.
time Dr. Applesauce.
So the
I don't
reason
know
why,
about big time.
yeah. So before we get right into our topics, Yizzy got me in a lot of trouble after the last live.
Did I?
Yes.
By who?
I'm just kidding. I mean, you basically exposed and put all my business out there.
What? No, are you talking about the DMs?
Yes. This man
Oh,
literally
let's
shows
show
my
everybody
DMs
in
to
case
everyone.
they forgot.
No, please don't. Stop.
You brought it up. Now they don't know what it is.
I mean, only if the chat wants to, but like, I don't think it's necessary to do it.
Huh? Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Okay. Basically, in the last
It was
episode.
simping.
Yeah, in the last episode, right before we actually went live, I was simping, and this is like right before I went live.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said,
You know what that means, Dr. Applesauce?
I know I'm an old man. I learned what it meant about 6 months ago.
Oh,
Oh,
so
okay,
that's good
okay.
enough. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm looking through a profile. I sent it to Yizzy, and this man's literally puts my business out there after like during the live, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I got so many DMs. I'm like, people are like,
no.
wait, who are you guys talking about? And I mean, some people in here already know, but like, bruh, you got me in a lot of trouble.
Not yet. Wait till the clip up.
See, I mean, Dr. Applesauce doesn't have to worry about this stuff anymore because he's married and he has kids. But
Yeah.
I'm like prime target number one because like Yizzy's not even trying to talk to anyone at the moment. And then
It's
then
got
you
a
got,
relationship, dude. I'm not trying to talk to anyone.
hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being single. You can always have
Not
fun.
at all. That's why I'm single.
So here, let me give you some advice from a married guy. While you're single, okay,
Yes.
enjoy being able, or I shouldn't even say single, while you don't have children. Enjoy being able to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. Because as soon as you have kids, night's over by 7 o'clock. You ain't going anywhere.
I have a taste of it because I have a puppy, and the puppy requires. Okay. Before you do that, before both of y'all make those silly faces, I take care of my dog. I make sure it's well trained. Give it the right
That's good.
stimulating where you take it out on a walk, train
Uh-huh.
it, play with it.
Did you crate
So
train him so
proper
he feels safe
train.
in his crate?
Do what?
Is he crate trained where he feels like his crate is a safe place? Good job. That's yeah.
Yeah,
you're
when I
doing it
get
the right
angry
way.
at it, that's the first place he goes.
He's like, oh,
I
I'm
say-
gonna go.
I
in my
say, go
safe place."
sleepy, and it's like, and it crawls in. He doesn't listen to any command, doesn't listen to anything I say except go sleepy, and then I open his crate, he goes straight in there. That's all he knows when he gets in trouble.
Except a dog is not a human being.
I know. I'm saying I have a glimpse of it. or a
Yes,
taste
it
of
is. It is a
taste, a
glimpse.
small taste.
Once you have children, it's a little bit. You can leave your dog at home in the cage and go to the movies. They
Yeah.
frown on you if you do that to your kids.
Yes.
Ma-
Sounds
yeah, I
sounds
guess
like
so.
sounds like you've done that before, Dr. Applesauce.
Happen.
Not at all.
But yeah, Dr. Applesauce, we kind of discussed this at the last time we had you on the podcast. I'll do my best not to say a lot because I'm working on it. When we had you on the last podcast, we discussed why you're not a doctor. So I think you have explaining to do to the actual audience itself.
Yes.
Exposed.
I'm not a doctor because I was too lazy to go to school for 20 years.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Mhm.
All right, now time to get into the nitty gritty. So we actually invited you onto the podcast because you actually made a video on this subject matter that we have tonight, and that is the cyclical aspect of FOMO and buying into Pokemon cards based on hype. Now, I wanted you to kind of give us a synopsis of your actual video, and we'll kind of go in from there and have like a conversational piece in regards to that, and then we'll also have our audience chime in, and we can read off some of their comments and replies. Kind of make this interactive, kind of make this sort of like a hangout, so to speak.
Yeah. So first, I think it's only fair that I shout out to who inspired the video. So there's a smaller YouTube channel by the name of Bulba Squad. Stan is super smart about Pokemon, and he made a video called The Circle of Hype and Pain, basically talking about, going over prices and stuff of previous sets and why you should invest in certain things or you shouldn't. That was his perspective. So I went and was like, okay, well, I pay attention to pricing and the market and stuff because not everybody can be a serious collector, but I try and be a serious collector, and then also making content, I try and pay attention. And one, I don't want to waste money, so I try and pay attention to what's going on. So I thought to myself, okay, let's go and let's look at every set that's come out in the past year. So all the way back to Champion's Path, and let's go and look at that and look at what prices were, on the secondary market shortly after the sets came out, and then what prices have settled down to. And what really inspired that train of thought is because when Champion's Path came out, I was telling people, don't buy these Elite Trainer boxes for $120. Don't buy these for $120. And then the Charizard VMAX was selling for $1,000, and I was telling people this is not going to be $1,000 card. This is going to be a $200 or less card. And people,
was that raw?
Raw, yeah. Just raw. And so that kind of inspired that train of thought. So I made this video, and I went as far back as eBay would let me and pulled prices, and then also some prices from my memory, basically going through Champion's Path all the way to right now Chilling Reign, and comparing Elite Trainer boxes and booster boxes, depending on if it was a specialty set or a standard set, and saying, here's what these sealed products were selling for, 2-3 weeks after release, and then here's what they're selling for now.
Right.
And essentially the data shows that it's always selling for a lot more, and then it calms down a little bit later. And it's because this stuff is still in print. So, and the whole point was to show, okay, with Evolving Skies, and then especially Celebrations that's coming out, and there's people selling Elite Trainer box pre-orders for Celebrations for $120, $140, $150. My whole premise was, don't buy these pre-orders. The first week stuff comes out, don't buy the Elite Trainer boxes for $120, $150, because if we look at the data from the past sets for the past year, it always starts high and then it levels out after a couple weeks, a couple months. Because Pokemon is in the business of making money, why would they just all of a sudden decide not to print a lot of their most hyped set in the past 12 months?
Absolutely.
Is essentially the synopsis. And I showed the data, I showed the prices then and now, and just went through and showed boom, 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 boom. Here's what the evidence shows. And this is how you can make an educated decision and use your money wiser. I think almost any collector would say, I would rather have 3 Elite Trainer boxes in a month for the same price as 1 right now. I think most people would say that.
Yeah, absolutely. If it means saving your money, that's always the case. And the reason why I kind of wanted you to give that synopsis is kind of what myself and Yeezy have always been discussing here on the podcast, and that is not to feed into the hype of what's going on in the current market. And this trend that you're talking about has been going on, and it's been exacerbated because of this hype, because of the amount of people that are coming in, because of, quarantine, the pandemic, because of it being the 25th anniversary. This trend has been happening for the past 2 years, and it kind of sort of started ramping up around Hidden Fates time. And with that in mind, we try to tell people that this stuff is going to be heavily. Okay, reconnection was successful. We were out for a second.
It probably just blip on the live stream. So just rewind yourself a couple, 20 seconds and.
Yeah, so essentially what happens is that when people buy into this product right from the jump, they're actually losing money in the process, when in actuality, a lot of people should wait not even just a few months. I would say wait 2 years before buying into any of these products, because at that point you could buy these products for pennies on the dollar.
Well, it really depends. And I was talking with Yizzy earlier just about some stuff about life. You really have to you have to decide for yourself what your purpose is. What's your goal? Okay, are you buying Pokemon for the fun of opening it, or are you buying Pokemon because you think it's a good idea to make $10 on 100 units of something? Or are you somebody who, I personally believe that if you want to invest in Pokemon and you want to make actual money with Pokemon, you buy product and then you put it away for 5 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
And if you can spend an extra $100 a month, okay, buy yourself a booster box or something and put it away. And I always advocate for doing that with sets that you like and enjoy. That way, if it doesn't go anywhere, well, guess what? You just open it up later on and you haven't lost out on anything.
Yeah,
but you really got to decide what your purpose is. And if your purpose is to invest, then yeah, absolutely wait until it's pennies on the dollar. And if your purpose is, I'm being OCD right now, but one of the things that drives me crazy and
then just reconnected again. Why is it doing that?
It doesn't like you.
I don't know why it's doing that today.
Yeah, it's weird, huh? Keep going. Just keep going. If it's connected, just keep going, because it blips. I'm watching the live.
So my other channel that's my full-time job is about all these different types of collectibles here. So I've been collecting these for years and years. And what we're seeing in Pokemon right now for like the past 18 months to 2 years has been happening in the Funko world for the past 5 or 6 years. So I have this perspective and I'm seeing the exact same things happening with Pokemon that we've been experiencing in Funko. And one of the things that I really hate hearing people say is, I was forced to spend $150 on that box.
Right.
I was forced to spend $300 on, whatever this Funko Pop. Right, by the way, Chandler Riggs autographed Carl right there, pretty sick.
Hey.
No, you weren't. You weren't forced. You chose.
Yeah,
you chose to spend that money. And especially with Pokemon, you buy a $50 Elite Trainer box, the odds of you making your money back are not good on an MSRP Elite Trainer box. Why would you triple your cost so that you can pull $15 worth of cards?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I pose this question to y'all then.
Yeah.
What if they didn't buy off FOMO? They understand that it is going to go down. Okay, first of all, you're pretty much saying, like, if you're in for the long run, why buy it now? If it's going to be 2-3 months, if you're in it for 5 years, what's wrong with waiting 3 months? Like, don't fall for the trap. Let's say if they understand, like, they watched their video and they're like, oh, that's a good point. And what do they still want to buy it? Just to buy it.
Yeah,
then that's perfectly fine.
Absolutely.
Just because they want to be one of the first to open it. They want to experience it. They don't. They're sick of watching influencers or watching Leonhardt or whoever it may be open it before them. They want to experience it with them.
Right, but that's what it is. You're paying, quote unquote, a convenience fee just to be able to open it right off the bat. Right, just to be first. There's so many people out there that open up product and they want to be first to market when it comes to content because they have an understanding that, hey, if I open up my product first, then I'm going to get lots of views, right?
Yes.
Right.
But I think it's good that you're, like, telling them, like, well, hey, just letting you know, wait 3 months and you may pay a third of the price.
I think it's all about having the information. So if you're informed and okay, probably in 3 or 4 months I'll be able to get this for maybe $60 or $70, but I really want to just go ahead and treat myself to a box. And if I have to pay $120 for it, then that cost is okay for me because I really want to see what this stuff is all about. I fully support that. If you understand what's going on and you understand that you'll be able to get stuff later, totally fine. Where I don't what I don't think is okay is when people pre-order. I think that's probably where the crux of my entire argument is when people are paying these scummy companies to pre-order at 3 or 4 times MSRP to make sure, oh my gosh, if I don't do the pre-order, I'm not going to get any. That's where I have a little bit of an issue. I have more grace if somebody has the product in hand and it's like, hey, okay, $120, but you can get it right here, right now. That's one thing. But when you see in these pre-orders for so much, there's just a lot that goes into it. But you're totally right, Yizzy. Like, if people understand how things are going and that they may be able to get it for half the price in a couple months, but they still want it, I can understand that. If you still want to open those cards, at least you're informed. At least you know what you're doing. You're not spending $450 on 3 or 4 products, not realizing, or because you think there's not going to be any more prints of it.
Right. Correct. And I think we can also, like, we're talking about modern cards right now, but I want to take this a little bit further to vintage, right? Myself and Yizzy, we pay attention to vintage graded cards all the time, and we're starting to see cards in terms of vintage cards as when it comes to PSA 9s, PSA 10s. Some PSA 10s are selling for what they were selling for right before Logan Paul came into the space, but we're seeing PSA 9s and some PSA 10s actually sell for prices before COVID. But before March, which is crazy. Like, we're talking about pre-COVID prices, which is absolutely nuts. So we saw so much hype happen, and we're now reverting back to the space where we're kind of at the bottomed out portion of the actual market. We've officially bottomed out with a lot of these cards. Like,
oh yeah,
for the Grail card that Yizzy just got, he got it for a price for what the card was worth before COVID.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cards out there, I'm looking at a PSA 9 first edition Blaine's Charizard. The price for that card is what it's worth. Is what it's worth when I got it back in December or January of last year when it comes to PSA 9 prices, and that's absolutely insane. So your whole video about FOMO and hype goes all the way down to even first edition base set cards. If people would have just waited even 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, even a year, maybe even 2 years, they're going to get the best deal possible when it comes to these cards. Because there's people out there right now willing to do deals.
Yeah. That's a great point too. And I think the thing that's really sad is a lot of these people that aren't waiting are newer. So I think there's a lot of new people that they're not here because they want to make money, that they saw all this hype and they were like, oh man, I remember Pokemon just brings something back from when I was a kid. I want to get some cards. Like, oh my gosh, these cards are really expensive. I better jump on it. They don't understand where things, were, and then where they are, and then where they're going to go. And so that's why I make these videos that I make, because I really want to try and educate people, because there are a lot of new people out there that may not know. And maybe my videos can help them. And I do the same thing on my other channels too, with other collectibles and stuff, try and educate people about different things. And with anything new that has any amount of hype to it, it's the same trend 95% of the time. Okay, it's brand new. Oop, it's out. Oh, we're going to see a rise. It's going to go. Oh, now a lot of people have it. Okay, now people are trying to get rid of it. Almost every single time with any new hyped collectible, it doesn't matter what it is, unless it's something that's limited, like, hey, there's only going to be 1,000 of these ever made. This is a little bit different, but almost all the time, that's how it goes without fail. And if you simply know that, you can watch. If you miss out, you can watch and you can wait and know you have a high probability of buying on the downward slope at the right time.
It's not even collectibles. It's with everything. You look at restaurants. Restaurants that first open up, they fill out to the highest capacity. Like the first couple, like restaurant businesses tend to have the best business in the first 3 months of opening, and then it levels out completely. And that's the consistent amount throughout the entirety of the business. If it's a normal, great performing restaurant, so to speak. But in this case, even fast food businesses, when they first open up, highest capacity,
Mhm.
things level out because hype goes
Mhm.
away. Hype goes away.
Mhm.
So then after that, the realized value is what happens afterwards. And so a lot of people right now are like, man, Pokemon's still so expensive. No, actually, right now, a lot of vintage cards are worth buying right now, in my honest opinion,
Yeah.
because I think the market has personally bottomed out. And I think there's people out there. I spit on my mic. That's gross. There's a lot of people out there that actually will sell under the actual market value because they're trying to get rid of the inventory as fast as
Yep.
possible. There are people out like I know Pokemon Network. Shout out to Pokemon Network. He always sells stuff at the bottom portion of the price in terms of market value because he's conservative in all of his price points. He buys conservatively and he sells conservatively. So in that case, you know, Yuzi, I wanted to hear what you have to say because I know you're doing sales on a regular basis. What are the trends that you're seeing as far as that goes?
Yeah, it seems like Chilling Reign, like at the hype of moments, was Vivid Voltage when it was like 150. I think my buddy, I told him not to because he just got into Pokemon, and at that time it was Vivid Voltage. He bought a $250 Vivid Voltage box, and I'm like, don't, like I've got an
Oop.
extra one. Just
Ouch.
wait till I get home. It was a friend of a friend. But yeah, it was in what is it? It was out of state. It was out of state. I'm like, just wait till I get back, and I think I have like 2 or 3 of them that I saved. I'll give you one. He's like, no, just go ahead and buy it. So he ended up buying it. Now they're like what, $120?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's what reprints will do for you.
Yeah. And so as far as like how the market's trending right now, it seems like Battle Styles you're getting for $90, and then Chilling Reign they're not selling as hype. So, but that's a good video that you made recently because Celebration's a beautiful set. Like we've looked at shouts to Pokemon Legends, if he's here. Legends TV that made that video. Yeah, he got hold of like 4 packs somehow, some way, and they look real. They
Theft.
really look real. Huh?
Yeah, they do.
Theft.
And so the cards are beautiful in there. People are going to FOMO over this like hardcore. So I think it's pretty wise to just kind of like let people know. I know it's a beautiful card. I know like the card, like even someone in the chat right now is like, yo, but that Blastoise though, or yo, that Zard though, that Shining Mew, what? The stamps, like people are going to FOMO all day, but at least you have this information. I might even FOMO. Like he offered me. I don't even want to tell you the price he offered me for a pack, and I consider it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to. Like, what if like it sounds like I may get in trouble? Like, I'll make a video on it. I told him I'll make a video on, it, but I don't think I'm gonna buy it. Like,
Yeah, me, I'd
it's
be like,
it's
no.
more money than an ETB. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
A lot more money than an ETB.
But that's something that Shiv brought up earlier is in essence opportunity cost to be first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at a certain point, how many times have these changed hands? How, like, there's even people that speculate that these are being leaked out of the warehouses on purpose in order to build and generate hype.
Oh,
Maybe.
Who knows?
That's an interesting theory.
Who knows? Hey, okay, hey everybody. So listen, I need you guys. Okay, everybody, all the plant managers. I need you to just go ahead and let leak out 100 booster packs each 2 months before it comes out. Okay, just 100 boosters. It's not going to hurt our bottom line. It's not going to hurt our bottom line. It's just going to get people super stoked for it.
No, I think it was this. Like, this is the manager. This is how he did it. He walked up to employees.
He timed out.
Bruh, how did he time out?
Remember he said earlier that
I warned y'all.
his Discord times out after like 45 minutes or something.
That's crazy.
Here's how it went. Hey guys, here's 5 packs each of y'all. Don't tell anyone.
Don't sell them.
Spread it out. You can open yourself at home, but don't sell it. Don't go to card shops or influencers.
Don't go to the flea market.
Yeah, don't show anyone. It's only for y'all because y'all been working so well, so graciously, and I appreciate the hard work. So here's 10 packs.
Well, and the only reason I give that conspiracy even a second thought is because I worked in an Amazon fulfillment center for a season, and these printing facilities are locked down like Amazon fulfillment centers. Like, we would walk in, we have a locker, you literally put everything in your locker. You take nothing in except for your lunchbox and your clothes. No phone, no music players, no wallet, nothing. Then you walk through metal detectors. You walk through a bar thing. Like, it's strict. When you leave, you empty your pockets, you walk through metal detectors. These printing facilities are locked down in a similar way. So like, how do they get out of there? It's not easy to take those unless it's somebody that is doing it on purpose or knowing, or they were what was not samples, but they're like QC items that are sent off for approval that end up where they're not supposed to be, something like that. So who knows? But it definitely has generated a lot of hype for people, and they look exciting for sure. But if you look at the data, like from the past, we've had 6 sets this past year.
Yeah.
Champion's Path, Vivid Voltage, Shining Fates, Battle Styles, Chilling Rain, and then Evolving Skies here in about a week and a half. So it'll be 6 sets. So there's 6 sets worth of data to show, like, hey, they keep printing them.
Yeah.
They're going to keep printing them. And this is the most hype. This is their 25th anniversary. What's the Pokemon Company's purpose?
Yeah.
To make money. That's what people forget.
To make money. Yeah. Now, I will tell you this. I am probably going to FOMO over the Japanese booster boxes because Japan does it differently. Japan doesn't just continually reprint stuff. Last week. I want some of those because the Japanese cards just look better.
Yeah. Hits, possibly the sleeper of the week later. Hey.
I think...
Foreshadowing.
I think what a lot of new collectors, what they tend to forget is that, or what they don't really understand is rarity, right? We talk about rarity, then we talk about absolute rarity. Absolute rarity is pretty much trophy cards, like things that literally have a cap off in terms of what the amount that was produced. I think the only time collectors should really, like actual quote-unquote investors that are coming into this space or people who are hobbyists that want to invest, I think the only time they should FOMO into something is if something's actually numbered. That's the only time. Because in this current state, in this current environment of Pokemon where things are overhyped, where Pokemon is at an all-time high in terms of popularity, where even celebrities are talking about it on a regular basis in LA at their parties and stuff. I think at that point we had to cool our jets at that point. We have to sit back and say like, hey, this stuff is going to be overprinted. I need to wait, right? Focus my money towards something that is either A, scarce, or B, super difficult to acquire, or D, very, very difficult to grade, or all the above. That's what people need to focus their attention to. Otherwise, they're going to be spending their money. They're going to be spending more money for a modern product that's going to be cheaper later on. That's why I say when you buy modern product from the very jump, you're actually losing money in the process. Because in the end, you're going to end up having to spend... in the end, people are going to be buying the same product for a lot less.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. But on that note, we're going to move on to the hottest topic of the day. And honestly, this was a last-minute decision in regards to what this topic is going to be. And it's pretty intense. So this is about eBay and PWCC. I think everyone in here is wanting to talk about that. That is the biggest discussion for tonight. And in this chat, I want to hear everyone's thoughts on this. So I'm going to actually read you the formal letter that was in eBay's email address, and I'm going to read it right now. eBay, as one of the world's largest marketplaces, eBay has policies in place to protect our buyers and sellers. eBay was founded on trust, and we work every day to ensure a fair and positive experience for the entire eBay community. Recently, it was determined that individuals associated with a trading card seller, PWCC, have engaged in shill bidding, which is prohibited by eBay. As a result, eBay has restricted PWCC's selling privileges and listings, effective today. eBay's policies and standards were designed to ensure a trusted marketplace where our community can transact with confidence. If we determine that a buyer-seller is not acting in good faith, eBay takes this seriously and takes action. Our customer service team will work directly with anyone who has a question about a recent PWCC transaction. And they have a link. Someone had read that link. I think it's 6 months, so you can actually go back 6 months to where you can go back and actually kind of dispute any sort of sales that you feel like were fishy as far as your PWCC auctions go that you're probably bidding on or something. eBay is a destination for buying and selling trading cards, built over 25 years with a passionate community of collectors and sellers. As partners on that journey, Trust is the cornerstone of eBay, which is why we felt it was important to share this information with our community. We assure you that eBay will continue to take actions to deliver our commitment. So before I go on and read you the PWCC reply, I want to know what your thoughts on this is, and I want to know the actual Chad's thoughts on this is, because this is actually very big.
I was telling Yizzy earlier, so I've done a lot of investigating on market manipulation as far as eBay is concerned. So without getting into too much detail in the Funko world, essentially TCG Player for Funko Pops is this website called Pop Price Guide, and they aggregate sales from eBay and then average those sales to come up with the general market value of any specific figure, right? Any one of these figures that you can see back here has a general Pop Price Guide value that's averaged based on eBay sales. Because Pop Price Guide pulls those prices directly from eBay sales, it is very easy for a few people to get together, fake shill bid half a dozen auctions of the same pop, and then for probably a week or two, that price has been changed for Pop Price Guide, which is one of the barometers for those collectibles. So I've done a lot of I've done a lot of investigating on that, how to see what's happening, so on and so forth. And the thing that I think is super interesting with this is PWCC having this issue would be the equivalent of, in the Funko world, if Pop Price Guide had all of the listings that were being manipulated. Because people look at PWCC auctions to see what things are selling for to establish this is the new market value average, or this, oh my gosh, this sold at, this is the highest sale for this, so that means the average cost of this whatever item it is has increased. So to me, it's super alarming that happened, but I also find it really interesting that in other items, it's a rampant issue. Like, I heard this, I was like, oh, this happens on eBay all the time. All the time. It is a massively rampant issue. How much has it happened with this one seller to make them actually, take action against it? That's what I was curious about. And then I'm curious if it was internal or somebody was just using them for a means to an end. So it's interesting. I know what PWCC said, and I won't spoil it so that you can reveal that. Right. But it's a huge limitation of eBay. It's not hard to do these things. And I can totally see a world where PWCC could be completely innocent of it, and people are manipulating things and just using their listings, because those are the litmuses for values.
That's true too, but at that point, it's PWCC's responsibility to kind of shut that down.
That's true.
One of the biggest issues with PWCC, it happened I think it was last year. It might have been the year before. It can't be 2019. It had to been 2020, where they basically made every person who's bidding on the actual PWCC auction private. So you don't know who's actually bidding on it. The only thing you can see is actually the seller or buyer rating that they had for those eBay bidders. Now, what I heard from the grapevine, and this is all speculative, so like, you guys don't say that this is a fact, this is speculative. I heard from the grapevine that eBay has their own version of the vault coming out, and eBay has their own version of the vault coming out, and they're pissed that PWCC moved their premier auctions entirely onto their own platform. So this is why it could seem really, really left field to PWCC that eBay's saying this. Because right now, part of me believes that PWCC is partially in the right, even though PWCC is, kind of shady. I do believe in this case scenario that PWCC could be right, because eBay just rolled out. I don't know, a lot of you guys have checked or anything, but eBay actually has a functionality now. When you go on My eBay and you go to the very bottom, you can see collection right over here. And when you tap on collection, you can actually put in all the cards that you own, whether it's BGS, CGC, or PSA. It could be any graded
eBay?
card. Yeah, this is eBay. It has a collection functionality on there. And you can actually put in every card on here, and it'll actually tell you the actual values based on market value on the actual platform itself, which is crazy. So this actually rolled out last week, and I talked to a few collectors about it, because I'm on eBay all the time. I check all the time. And
Mm.
it would not surprise me
crazy.
that eBay has developed their own vault to be able to do this, because how much money did PWCC make on actual cards last year? And shout out to 137. I think 137 PM is a great podcast. I think it's a great company. They are a company by Gary Vee. And essentially, I saw this posted up last week, and I connected 2 and 2 together. And this is just conspiracy theory Shiv talking here. But I put up on my story. It says eBay's state of trading cards data from January 21st, 2021 till June 30th of this year. So this is this year, right? Pokemon grew by 536% this year. Magic the Gathering grew 79%. Marvel grew by 437%. Garbage Pail Kids 118%. Star Wars at 131%. Yu-Gi-Oh at 136%. Sports cards. This is tennis. 1,797%. In just 6 months, there was $2 billion in trading card sales just on eBay. What percentage of that is actually through PWCC?
So what
eBay
percentage did
made a ton,
PWCC
too.
benefit off of, right?
Yeah,
So they pay the eBay fees, but then they take a percentage on top.
right. So
Yeah,
like,
they
So
take
eBay's like,
a
whoa,
consignment fee, right?
How much percentage are you
Yeah,
taking?
so-
Wait,
so-
how much money could we have made on that?
that's a big theory though. So because like think about it, $2 billion is a lot.
Yeah.
What's that
eBay
percentage?
rakes 10%, so 10% of 2 billion is 200 million, right?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot of money. And I mean, I
Jeez, wanna
think
go work for
it
eBay.
could be a long-term play, because it's like, hey, cards are in. We don't know how long cards are going to be in, but now that young people, millennials specifically, where we're actually changing hands in terms of intergenerational wealth between ourselves and the silent generation, we invest money differently than how our parents invest versus our grandparents invest. It's all different. So when you look at everything entirely, it kind of makes sense. This is a long-term play. How many of us are actually investing into Pokemon long-term? How many of us are actually investing into sports card long-term? Some of us are wanting to hold on to our collections for 5, 10, 20 years, and eBay wants a cut of that. They're very aware of this. So this is just a conspiracy theory, but part of me thinks that this has traction to it. Now, before I
But isn't it okay for them? Like, whether it be shilling or not, like, is that excuse is viable? Like, even if their ulterior motive is because of competition, but the excuse of shill, I mean, does that grant them being suspended for X amount of time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless if it even
All it
is
takes-
PWCC or if it's just some Joe Schmo down the street,
All it
that just
takes-
hates PWCC.
The thing is that eBay is seeing how much money PWCC brings in, right? And what a lot of people don't know in here is that Golden Auctions is actually starting to do the same sort of thing. They're starting to they have a vault in the works as well. So this sort of competition is happening right now into where, hey, we need to send our cards to one person. There's only one place where you can vault your cards, and that's PWCC. You can't vault your cards anywhere else. You can't.
Explain to me what is the concept of vaulting? Because when I think vault, I think I put it in my giant safe that's in my house, and then it's vaulted.
The same concept. You pretty much vault away your cards. It goes to this location. It stays there. It's safe. If someone in here wants to go into full detail as to what a vault is, it kind of, the way I look at it is, back in it might have been early 2020, if you guys remember, when not Slab Stocks, but StockX was trying to get into the business of Pokemon cards, right? Or graded cards. They wanted it to become a place where it was sort of like the stock market, where collectibles can be traded like the stock market, so to speak.
Right.
So when you create a vault, the next step is just that, to create the stock market where, hey, I can trade this card almost immediately for this card right here, and you can trade it like stock. You can actually day trade between different collectibles. That's the future of the collectibles market. And I think when you start off by having a vault, that's where things lead into. But I don't know the full capacity of vaulting stuff. So I know some people know. Some people, They do
Some
a lot
people
of
they
sales.
just send their whole collection to.
Yeah. I have a few buddies.
It's a
of mine
safe place to keep it,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay,
they just
like a
they
secure
take the whole-
location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now a lot of people's concerns now is that now where there's issues with PWCC and eBay, it's like, where am I going to sell my cards? Because I don't know how to sell my cards, and the fastest place where I can get offload my high-end cards or my cards in general is PWCC, and I don't know what's going to happen to my cards because they don't send that back to you. When let's say a card gets shill bidded, correct, and the seller and the buyer doesn't actually buy the card itself, what happens is that it stays at PWCC. It doesn't go back to the actual owner. So
does the owner get? Well, I mean, the owner still owns the card, or they get paid. What happens?
The owner still owns a card, and the owner doesn't get paid. It just stays at that vault. It doesn't go anywhere. So
they don't relist it or anything.
It does get relisted eventually, but I think that's up to the discretion of the actual seller itself.
Okay.
So that's why shill bidding's
So my main
issue.
question is, after everything we know, like, what does that mean for Pokemon? Like, where do they go from here? Like, I think it's mainly sports cards too, right? Like, it has
everything.
a big cut.
It's everything.
It's everything, but sports card has like the biggest cut, because I know like their stories, like last sold was 7,000, right? It was trending towards like $6,000, and in the last 10 seconds it's like 9,000. They're like, chilling, what the heck? So like that's their main premises of like banning down. But what does this mean for Pokemon? Like, where do we go for, like, how does this affect the Pokemon community? Does it not? Is there going to be other, like, which way do you think it'll go? Does that mean slabs will be less now because the shilling has stopped?
I think it'll. Go ahead.
So I kind of discussed this with Alex Hodges and Omosh. Excuse me, shout out to them. I think people are gonna start to get scared. I think people are gonna kind of, so we all hear about FOMO, right? But there's another term called FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and it's a term that's widely used in any sort of stock market chat or any sort of thing that you read, whether it's cryptocurrencies or anything of the sort. This is FUD. So what's gonna happen to the overall market is that any sort of uncertainty is going to cause dips in prices. Any sort of fear is going to cause the same thing. Doubt is also going to happen with a lot of this stuff right here. As far as these cards, we don't know what's actually real anymore, because all the cards in terms of price points have spiked in the past 2 years, and a majority of those sales have been done through PWCC. Every Pokemon PWCC auction is the cornerstone of what we decide on what the market value is. Because when we look at these high-end cards, the first thing that we see, the first thing that people base their prices off of is PWCC. When you go to card collections, when you go to cons and stuff like that, and people are there and you're trying to sell your cards, or you're doing your wheeling and dealing, people are basing their sales, they're doing a lot of their trades through comps. So when we, like, for example, Yizzy, you're about to go to FloridaCon tomorrow. When you buy cards, how are you gonna make your decision? How are you going to make your decision on what these cards are worth? How are you going to buy?
I'm not buying thousands. No, I'm just saying,
like,
I'm buying singles, so it's not. Singles hasn't been shielded.
Right. So, yeah. but that's not the point though. It's you're just an example. What I'm saying is, like, when people are out there trying to sell their graded slabs, and when people are out there doing sales right now, what are they going to base? Well, what's the actual value behind it? Do you base your value off of what random Joe Schmo sold their card off of? That's not a PWCC auction, or what? Like, how is that determined? Because the moment a PWCC auction's concluded, everyone starts listing their prices for what that sold on PWCC.
No, yeah, facts. I mean, when you have, I talked to Dr. Applesauce earlier, when you have people like Squeaks or like PokeRev, like having an actual live towards like the auction ending time of PWCC auctions, like literally base their whole live YouTube on it, of like, oh wow, that went for crazy, or like, oh wow, so this and that, basing their whole inventory on PWCC. Like, where do you go now? Who do you go to?
I think it opens, if they end up, for whatever reason, people not being able to trust them, and they probably, in all reality, they'll probably bounce back and have some way to prove, hey, we're reliable. But if they don't, it opens up an opportunity for somebody else. And I can't help but think about somebody like Whatnot, that's really changing the way the seller meets the consumer, right? Where you can buy on the marketplace, or you can jump in a live stream and, like, no, they're auctioning it right there. This isn't a 7-day auction. This is a boom. You got a minute. You got 2 minutes. Here's what it's going to go for. I see it. I mean, it potentially could open opportunities for somewhere like that, who they're intrepid, they're smart. Hey, nobody is aggregating the information in the sales of stuff that's being sold on Whatnot.
Right.
Mm.
That's direct seller to buyer. That
Right.
people are willing to pay for things right then and there. There's
Mm.
no shilling. There's nothing. There's no. I mean, you could technically have your friend jump in there and try and bid up your price on something.
Yeah.
And I mean, I suppose that's possible, but like it's as direct to consumer as you could get, as close as you could possibly have to something like being at a convention and literally like, boom, we're putting this card up for auction. There's 50 of y'all in the audience. Boom, here we go. Let's start it off at $1.
Mm.
The thing that I think is interesting, this whole scenario opens up opportunities for places like Whatnot. And the thing that blows my mind is all of the data there, everything that's sold on Whatnot. If you could compile that, you could really see what people are willing to pay for things. Because an interesting thing that's happening on Whatnot, yeah, you'll see people put new things up and they'll go for high. In the height of all of the craziness, I sold a PSA 7.5 base set and limited Charizard for $1,250.
Mm.
Now I have a PSA 8 right there. I probably couldn't sell it for $800.
Mhm.
So things go high, but what we're seeing now is we're seeing this regression. Slabs are selling really, really cheap. Even good slabs of nice cards, because there's a lot out there. And so I think something like this could open a door for a place like Whatnot to say, well, we have all this data. What if we started compiling and building databases and aggregating all of these prices? And, so I don't know how all of that works. I know they have a team of software engineers already just trying to keep everything going.
Yeah.
But that's where my brain goes, is stuff like that. Like, okay, if something like this is happening where PWCC, for whatever, falls out of grace and loses credibility, if that happens, we have these companies like Whatnot doing stuff like this. This is a whole new way of direct consumer to seller purchasing and auctioning. Who knows what they'll do with it?
Right. So Derek Livingston, the issue, yes, Whatnot is heavily shield bid on. So not everyone shield bids, but the issue itself isn't shield bidding. It happens everywhere, right? The issue is the fact that someone will shield bid and they end up winning the actual auction and not paying for it. That's the issue. The aspect of not paying for it, and then what happens is that data where it says, oh, this was bought at this price and then it was canceled on, that data doesn't disappear. So like when we look at eBay, right? When something's shield bid up to, let's say, $10,000 when the card is only worth $5,000, and let's say the buyer cancels, what happens is that price will still show up in sold and completed listings. So it's not only a PWCC issue, it's also an eBay issue. Anytime someone cancels on an actual sale, what happens and what needs to happen is that eBay needs to remove that off of their actual data. And so like in this case, there's nothing wrong with shield bidding. It happens all the time. You can't stop it. Even if you verify all your buyers and sellers, it's gonna happen. What needs to happen is that if, let's say, Yizzy shield bids something up to $10,000, he has to get stuck with it. He needs to cough up the money. And and let's say he can't spend it, then that data needs to go away, or something needs to be said where, hey, this was shield bidded. This guy canceled on this sale. He's not buying.
You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you're finished with your point, but like, it reminds me of what eBay trying to stop shield bidding like last month. You remember?
They tried.
Yeah. So it seems like, based off your conspiracy, maybe it's like that was the warning. You know, that was like, hey, we really need to stop this shield bidding stuff, and it kept going. So now they put that. Did putting buyers on private help them at all?
No, but that was
like, what's the point of putting them on private?
I guess information. I guess like people who are spending an assload amount of money on something, it's gonna privatize them. It protects them in some sort of way or capacity. I don't know. I mean, like, we all remember collectibles grew shilling up. First edition Shadowless Charizards on multiple.
Oh yeah,
Charizards.
he admitted it too. Like,
I mean, shoot, he's probably the reason why the entire market went up. Ever since he left the actual Pokemon hobby, the market has gone down.
Also, just to defend, you're true. Also, to defend like kind of what you're saying about Whatnot. I don't think it was shilling at all. I think it was just new. So me and Dr. Applesauce talked about, they're so high, but he was like, this actually happened to Funko Pops, and I'm really, he's like, give it a couple of months, more buyers, more sellers, it levels out. And right now, you go on there, you get 2 Chilling Rain packs for like $8, or like or like or like $16 for like
That's a lot.
5 packs of battle styles. Like it literally has leveled out.
It's the same as any marketplace. When something's new, prices are stupid,
Yeah.
and that's just Whatnot is a marketplace. And something that's interesting, and I don't want this to turn into a whole Whatnot thing, but like at
No,
least with Whatnot, if somebody's going in there and shill bidding and oops, I just won the auction for $1,000, you know what Whatnot does? You get charged right away,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
paid for. And if
Yeah.
you don't get charged right away, the auction host sees in real time that the payment didn't go through, and you can run it again
Yeah.
until someone actually wins and actually pays for it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's an interesting dynamic there that if that is happening or when that or whatever, people can actually have to get stuck with things, because I have my PayPal account, and so when I bid on something and I win, it gets automatically paid
Yeah.
for, automatically drafted.
Yeah.
So that's a little thing. And you said what you said, Shiv, is like when something is. So here's a perfect example in the Funko Pop world. The Funko just released this very special thing they do once a year called a box of fun. It's a very special mystery box that has all of these exclusive pops in it that you can only get from that box, right?
Right.
So people are starting to get them. And there's one that is a glow in the dark Skull Trooper Freddy Funko Pop from Fortnite, limited to 1,000 pieces. There's only 1,000, and you can only get it from this box.
Mhm.
Well, there's eBay sold listings for $10,000.
That's insane.
This thing has been out for like 2 days. That is stupid. That is dumb pricing. These are fake. It's obvious to see that these are fake. Why doesn't eBay remove those sales?
Right.
They have the algorithms, they have the software engineers, they have the ability to do it.
They've been around for
Why
25
aren't
years.
they?
Yeah.
Why aren't they removing these sales? Oh, clearly these are shill sales, or something's weird here, or this person won that bid but they didn't pay. That needs to be struck from
Right. And
that listing needs to be removed.
before I carry on with my last few rants here, I hope everyone is enjoying the podcast. I hope everyone is glued to their seats. We're almost done here, but before we actually conclude this actual podcast itself, make sure you smash that like button. Just straight up punch it. Just punch it as hard as you can, and make sure you subscribe. Man, why are you doing this for? You know that you're supposed to hit that
It's
like
like
with
every
gusto.
other YouTuber.
Okay, guys, make sure you
God, be different, Chef.
Okay. Guys, make sure you gently hit that like button and kiss it goodnight. And then make sure you subscribe, make sure you share it with, I don't know, your grandpa or something.
Yeah.
But
We'll talk about it later, Chef.
my biggest thing about eBay as well is there's not enough seller's protection, right? We talk about buyer's protection. There's enough buyer's protection, but there's not enough seller's protection. One of my buddies, 100 Charizards, he saw a fake card on eBay and he tried reporting it, and eBay just asked him if he was actually selling the card. No.
Yeah.
If I see a fake card, I want to be able to report that. People should not be selling fake items on eBay to begin with. Unless it says proxy or something, then that's kind of on you. That's that gray area there. But like people should not be selling fake items. And I believe that there should be a functionality there where eBay is this place where people can buy collectibles. People have been buying collectibles off of that platform for a very, very long time. There should be a way to say, hey, that is fake. Flag it. You know? So, and you know, kind of put out like a little icon down saying, hey, this item has been reported fake. Be careful based upon like be
counterfeit or whatever.
Yeah, like
there's reverse scams that happen on eBay. Like you said, there's not a lot of seller protection.
Yes.
I don't sell on eBay anymore. I completely removed all of my eBay listings. I stopped selling on eBay because this whole reverse scamming thing is so terrible.
Almost happened to me. It almost happened to me.
So here's something interesting. Like the only reason I haven't done this is because I'm afraid I'll get in trouble, because technically you could say I'd be breaking the law. I've wanted to make a documentary, like an hour-long documentary video that would take me months and months, start to finish, intentionally reverse scamming somebody on eBay, doing it on purpose to show how disgusting and how easy it is that eBay will just side with the seller 99% of the time, and then coming around full circle and reaching out saying, hey, this was the documentary I was making, like here's your money, here's your product. Only reason I haven't done it is because I'm afraid to get in trouble for it. I don't know the legalities of all of that. I'll probably wait until one day when I have 1 million subscribers and I can afford to pay an attorney to like say, hey, can I get in trouble for this? But like something like that I think would really shake people to like if somebody documented, hey, I'm going to intentionally reverse
Wow.
scan
Yeah.
somebody and
It's
document it step by step and document how eBay plays right into my hands, and I'm going to keep the money and I'm going to keep the product.
mhm.
It wouldn't be hard to do.
It literally happened to me earlier this year. It happened around late February or early March. So I was consigning a booster box of evolutions for a friend of mine who lives out in Seychelles, Africa. So I sold the booster box for about, I think, $950 or to $1,000. I think it was $1,000. I sold it, and I took, I'm one of those types of people. I will literally take video proof of me packing the actual box itself and actually video myself delivering that package to the post office and me actually giving it to the actual postman. And I this was the guy paid for it, he received it. I got lucky because he left 100% seller's feedback, right? A month later, I get a case opened by this guy saying that the box was open, I resealed all the packs, and I'm like, wait, how is it that you give me 100% seller feedback, but then you come back a month later after buying $1,000 box? And at this point, I already gave the $1,000 to my friend that I consigned the business. So if at that point, let's say I lost money, I would have lost $1,000.
Yeah.
And in this case scenario, I was on top of my game. I reached out to eBay. I reached out to PayPal. eBay couldn't help me because they said that the transaction was through PayPal, which makes no sense because after once 2021 began, the money that comes into my account is through eBay, not through PayPal.
Yeah.
So
they removed PayPal from the equation.
yeah, so like I went to PayPal. They're like, "Oh no, like we see the transaction, but we see you as a buyer and seller. Like you've been buying and selling on PayPal for quite some time now, and we do trust your judgment on this. We haven't seen this person open up a case with you." And I was like, "Hey, is there a way I can open up a case against this person or like flag them down, or like freeze their account or something?" And they're like, "No, you need to talk to eBay." So I went back to eBay, and I didn't really hear back from eBay for like a few weeks. eBay's way of where you counter argue against the case that's been opened to you, they literally give you like the smallest file size possible, where you would have to like zoom in to like the closest thing there is and send it to them. Like you can't even provide multiple screenshots. You can only provide like one tiny little picture or a little statement there to prove you're innocent, and it's just so wrong. Because at that point, it's like eBay. I think both of these companies are in the wrong in their way. They don't operate in the best of manner when it comes to their buyers or sellers, and I think they just have a lot to work in. Just to kind of read this, I'm gonna read PwCC's statement. So this is their rebuttal towards what they said.
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and read
Rob
it
in the chat.
Yeah, what's going on, Polish Rob? I'm going to go ahead and read this for everyone that hasn't seen this, and then we're going to kind of wrap this up and just kind of read. I'm going to read this, and what we're going to do is that we're going to read out all the comments that happens after this. So, PwCC was shocked to see eBay's email today stating that unidentified individuals associated with PwCC engaged in shill bidding, which may or may have not happened. To PwCC's knowledge, its employees have never engaged in any behavior that violates eBay's agreements and policies. PwCC goes to great lengths to ensure that its employees follow eBay's rules, and PwCC's employees do not have access to eBay's bidding records or information. PwCC is considered all available legal options in response to eBay's defamatory press release and its bad faith action to restrict PwCC's privileges on eBay. PwCC has only just learned of these allegations, and eBay has refused to share any details supporting its allegations. Despite eBay's unwillingness to explain its claims, PwCC will continue to conduct its own internal review to ensure that its employees have not violated eBay's rules. PwCC is proud of the work it has done over the years to improve eBay's own processes and to ensure that the platform is one that users can trust. These efforts went well beyond the measures that eBay takes to ensure legitimate auction processes. For example, PwCC worked tirelessly with eBay for over 10 years to remove the bid retraction options for buyers, eliminate forced return policies for sellers, and reduce significantly not as described window from 30 days to 3 days. While PwCC became the world premier site for the sale of trading cards using eBay's platform, in recent months, eBay's increasingly competing interest prompted PwCC to begin the process of moving on. Today's unilateral action by eBay simply hastens PwCC's move to its new platform. The new platform will be live on PwCC's website very soon. The August premier auction will still close on August 22nd, and the September premiere auction is scheduled to launch on September 1st. PWCC is excited about the future and looks forward to launching all marketplaces on its new platform. That's crazy.
So here's the crazy thing. Do you think eBay had no clue that PWCC was planning on leaving and doing their own thing? Guarantee you eBay knew. Guarantee you they knew.
Yes, and the reason why I say yes is because of the fact that eBay is already eBay knows that they're in the process of having their own vault. Like, this is already happening. Like, we see it with their whole collection little page on eBay. The next step is, hey, we're going to act as a third-party place, a trusted third-party place where people can send their cards off to wherever location eBay has or whatever warehouse eBay has, and for them, it won't cost a whole lot because they already have the ability to fund all of this. They would just have to do stuff internally just to be able to do so. And it only benefits them. So when they see that and PWCC sees this and they catch wind of it, and which they probably did, they're like, hey, we're doing amazing. Why do we need to give any extra money to eBay? Let's do this in-house now because everyone knows our name now.
Exactly. People are going to be, like we spoke about before, PWCC is so well respected, and it's a household name for high-end, trading cards and collectibles and stuff like that. Okay, hey, we're not on eBay anymore. Come over to our proprietary site. Oh, and
it's all about business, guys.
Yeah.
Business.
So it's interesting. I think putting the tinfoil hat on, like, what are the politics behind the whole situation? Like, what did eBay know PWCC was going to leave? Did this hasten their decision? What's all the, did PWCC find out that eBay was doing the vault and then decide, well, hey, we're just going to go do our own thing then, and we're going to keep that extra 10% because that would have been $200 million that we would have made more in the past 6 months that we didn't have to give to you.
Yeah, Basic Trainer said it best. Sounds like two backstabbing friends fighting over the same girl. Yes, that's the best analogy I've ever read tonight. That is the best analogy I read over tonight. But
I don't know about that.
We're gonna go ahead and close it on that note. I know it's a bit abrupt, but we are on a time constraint. I know Yizzy does have a box break tonight. Yizzy, you want to talk about that a little bit, and then we can actually close out this live. I want to know if you guys are still watching here when this video goes live. I do want to hear your thoughts on this actual matter because it does matter. Everyone has concerns, and I want to know everyone's opinions because we do read the comments. Like, myself and Izzy do read the comments. We're not the best at replying to them almost immediately.
We? Hold up, we?
This is a co-host podcast. Shivum does not own this podcast.
We?
Anyways, you do read the comments.
I'll come into the fire with you. Yeah, we.
You do read the comments. And so we do read the comments, so we do.
Dr. Applesauce replies to all of his comments, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. But
sorry, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus.
No, you're good. Yizzy, go ahead and talk about your box break, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We're not gonna do a sleeper of the week because we
are. Dr. Applesauce has a sleeper of the week.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead.
If you want to, real quick before.
You want me to do it now?
I'll do it. I don't even think there is a sleeper. Everything is up in the air as far as market prices
I'll
go.
I'll give you a sleeper of the week from a perspective that people haven't normally given it. Okay.
Okay. How about
Do I want to connect the other one to it and go down the pipe dream? Okay.
No, I got 15 minutes till my live starts.
Okay. Sleeper of the week that I can't get into for complete reasons, completely for competitive play. The Flaffy Evolving Skies pre-release promo. Strictly because the ability, for those of y'all that don't play the TCG, ability means if it's on your bench, it's not actually in play, it's just prepped to go into play. But on your bench, Dynamotor, once during your turn, you may attach an lightning energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Each Flaffy can do this every single turn. So if you have multiple Flaffies on your bench, you can attach multiple electric energies to your Pokemon. And if you're playing something like Rayquaza VMAX, that for every lightning energy that you discard, you do an additional 60 damage. Pair these two together, and you've got an accelerating machine.
Yeah. That's
doing 250 plus damage per turn. Cycle it out. bring it from the discard, put it back up. Once it's loaded back up again, 2 Rayquaza VMAXs, 3 Flappies, your deck's broken.
This man knows how to
Art
recycle.
of the week. Show it again. So like the reason I appreciate that part is because our Super Week usually is market or underrated art. You brought the TCG side, like the playability of it. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing
Yeah,
that.
thank you
as
for
a
doing that,
Super of the Week.
because we don't know how to
But-
play the TCG.
My box break is the Plasma Freeze Black and White Booster Box break. Last sold was about 3,300. And it was not Shield. It may be, I don't know. It wasn't PWCC.
It doesn't
that's what I
matter
meant.
if it's Shield as long as it's a completed sale.
Yeah, but yeah, it's actually the pop report is pretty crazy. I'm also giving away these 3 things. It is going to be on Whatnot, just like we talked about earlier. We got a Japanese Dark Blastoise, a Mint 10 Glaceon Shiny, and then we're going to give a Fossil Unlimited Unweighed because Rob and myself broke that box too. But we are going to go. I'm gonna be live in like 15 minutes, and that's why I'm rushing everyone. And I text them like, "Hey, give me 20 minutes, like 20 more minutes." But that's what I'm going to be doing on
That'll be
Whatnot.
cool,
So
man.
join me. Come do it. If not, it's all good.
So we should all go in there and she'll bid your auctions up, right?
Yes. I want at least $500 each pack. 3 packs will pay for the box itself. So there's 36 packs in there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Basic Trainer, Yizzy can answer that question in the DMs. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this live. So, Dr. Applesauce, you were in the last podcast with us at Collecticon, and
Yes.
before we wrap this up, make sure you guys are coming to Collecticon in October in Houston, Texas. Myself, Mr. Dr. Applesauce, and Mr. Yizzy will all be there, and we're gonna be living it up, man. We're gonna be having a good time. We're gonna be having a blast. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna see all of you guys. I know all of you guys better come, otherwise I'm gonna be mad. And
It's going to be even bigger and better.
T-shirts.
bigger and better.
We've got like 15 more T-shirts. If y'all want Poke Tea Time T-shirts, hit me up, Yizzy Pokemon.
Or me, it
on
doesn't matter. But hit up Yizzy first, bother him. But we're going to go ahead and conclude this live. Yizzy kind of ruined it last time when we were in Collecticon, but Dr. Applesauce knows how we wrap this up. We sips up, deuces, and we're out. So we're going to go ahead and say it right now. Sips up,
Sips up,
deuces,
deuces,
and we're out.
we're out.
And we're out.